Hi, in today's video, we're going to talk about recursive sequences. So the first question here says if A1 is equal to 6 and AN equals A sub n minus 1 minus 2, and they want us to find the value of A4. So remember this little writing, the variable for that is n, and that tells us what position in the pattern we're looking for. So A4, they want us to find the fourth number in this pattern. They also told us A1 is 6. So this is A1, and in this case, n is 1. And we want A4, and in this case, n is 4. So we need to find all of these numbers. A recursive sequence, you can't jump directly to the number you need. That's called an explicit sequence when you're allowed to do that. And this one, they didn't give us any information that tells us how to go directly to A4. We need to go to each number in the pattern here. And that's why they're usually going to ask us for A4, A5, A6, a pretty low number, because we got to do work for each step of the way. So what do we do? So this formula says, if I want to know a value in this function, I need to look at n minus 1. I need to look at the previous number and subtract 2. So if we're working on this one, n is 2. So the formula we will use is this one. A2 equals A, 2 minus 1 minus 2. A2 equals A1 minus 2. 2 minus 1 is 1. So A1, when they ask us what's A1, we know the answer to that. It's 6. So I'm just going to do 6 minus 2. This number works out to 4. All of this is a fancy way of saying the last number minus 2. So this one is the last number minus 2. So this one's 2. And this one's the last number minus 2. So the pattern goes 6, 4, 2, 0. It asks for the fourth number. The answer to this one is 0. All right, next one. A1 is 2. A sub n is equal to A sub n minus 1 squared plus 2. And we want A sub 3. I'm saying sub. These little numbers are called subscripts. It's written down below. That's called subscripts. So we say that's A sub n, that's A sub 3. So the first number in this pattern is A1, and the answer is 2. If I make n 2, that means I'm working on the second number in this pattern, and I need to use this formula. So A2 equals A2 minus 1 squared plus 2. I can do that math problem and get 2 minus 1, which is 1. So now it says A1, A sub 1 squared, which is 2 squared plus 2. 2 squared is 4. 4 plus 2 is 6. So A sub 2, all that work was to get A sub 2. And now we need to do A sub 3. A sub 3, the formula says, take the last number, so 3 minus 1, squared is 2. A sub 2 is 6 plus 2. 6 squared plus 2. A sub 3 is 36 plus 2. The answer to this one is 38. All right, in this one, I'm just going to make a table. I think that's going to be the best way to do these questions. So our n's need to go from 1 to 4, right? Because we need to go to A4. The formula we use might change based on which row we're doing. For instance, in row 1, there's no formula. You just know the answer is 8, right? So it's going to make a column for answer 8. No for column. Row 2, we got to use this formula. 4, A, and then where it says and, I'm going to put in 2, but 2 minus 1, minus n. When the n is big, we use the number as just part of the operator. We subtract 2. But when it's little, we put it inside the little writing with underneath the A, and that tells us what to do to it. So I'm going to erase this so I have more room here. A2 minus 1 is A1. A1 is 8, so 4 times 8 minus 2. This one works out to 32 minus 2, which is 30. 3 is going to be 4. A3 minus 1 minus 3. Sub 3 minus 1 would be an A of 2. The answer to A of 2 is 30. So 4 times 30 minus 3. Running out of room here. 120 minus 3 is 117. And I need to go all the way to A of 4. So I'm going to have to do that over here. So much for my nice neat table. A of 4 minus 1 minus 4. A of 3 is 4. A of 3 is 117 times 4 minus 4. Just break down that 4. And then 4 times 117 is 28, 68, 468 minus 4. So the answer to this one is 464. That's the fourth value in this sequence. All right, for this one, I'm going to try something a little different. And instead of making a table or tabulating, I'm just going to focus on what everything means. If I ever see n minus 1 in one of these problems, that means the last number. And if I ever see a sub n, that means the current number. And then this one has a sub n plus 1, and that means the next number. So I'm just going to break this down into like words and try to calculate it just by using these words. So the first number in this pattern, we got to do 3 numbers. The first number is 4. I break this down into words, it says the next number, which is this one, is equal to the current number, which is this one, squared minus 5. So basically this pattern is the last number we just wrote, squared minus 5. That's what it says, the number we just wrote, squared minus 5. So 4 squared is 16. 16 minus 5 is a look. And then we do that again for each number in the sequence. I want to know the next number. It's the current number squared minus 5. So 11 squared minus 5. Because 11 squared is 121. 121 minus 5 is 116. That's the answer to this question, 160.